I want to find a solution to a problem. So find a solution to a problem, and we create our product off that.
Yeah, that's what I always say. I always say you have to focus on helping rather than having.
Yeah.
If you focus on helping more and more people, you're going to have a lot. But if you focus on having first, you're not going to really focus on helping people.
You can't build a personal brand to like want to be the star of the show.
Right.
Like you need to build a personal brand and provide information that benefits the person listening, because they don't fucking care what you did.
No, they don't.
Exactly.
Yeah, at all. They don't care. That
They
you're a
don't
pretty
care about
face.
your story.
Yeah.
They don't care where you went to high school. Like
Yeah.
they care about how you got where you got and how that story is going to help them get there. So Joe is the founder of Longevity Farms, and he has the ageless cocktail product. I'm excited to hear your story. I want to hear your background and how you came up with this product idea.
Yeah, thanks for having us on. So I'm Joe. I'm Mike's older brother. Mike's little big brother. So I'm actually a firefighter paramedic in the city of Los Angeles, and I have actually no experience with being an entrepreneur. So the world I come from was, I graduated high school, I joined the Marines, went to Iraq, came back, and I became a firefighter. So I've been a firefighter for about 15 years now. But Mike and I have always been into health and taking care of our bodies, diet, exercise, kind of treating our bodies like an experiment. But then in 2017, we really got into biohacking. So biohacking was, hacking the body to get the most out of our body to live longer. So we kind of went down this rabbit hole of supplements, sauna, red light, cold plunge,
Fasting.
all the biohacking things. But late last year, well, let me back up. Leading up to it, Mike put everything on an Excel spreadsheet, all the supplements he was taking. So he sent it to me, and last year I started taking NMN in the morning, resveratrol. I was doing the NAD injections, NAD patches, which NAD is fantastic because as we age, our mitochondrial cell, which is the powerhouse of our cell, mitochondrial health starts to decline, especially once you get the age of 40, 50, 60. So I started taking those at work, dealing with sleep deprivation, to combat sleep deprivation. I work 24-hour shifts. And I was like, man, I feel great on this. I'm like, hey, Mike, why don't we put this in a bag? And this will be our passion project for mom and dad. And that way, mom and dad can get the most out of their memory and their health. And we'll sell it. And if no one buys it, we'll drink it. Mom and dad will drink it.
Yeah.
So Mike was like, no one's going to buy it. So
Typical Mike attitude.
I'm like, it's going to be, well, I had to consider it like a failure, because it's like you fail 9 times. So I'm like, all right, I'll put up the money for it. We'll order the first 100 bags. Because I was taking all these products separately, the creatine, the element electrolytes, and mixing it all into one huge container and just taking it in the morning. And then I was like, yeah, I'm going to put it for my parents. So I gave them all these mixed supplements from Amazon. But putting it all together on Amazon was like, it costed, I think, around almost $200 just to make a month's supply.
yeah, Mike had a big Tupperware of $200 of all these supplements and powders, and we would just take a scoop.
Oh, so you're saying without this powder, like if you were to take all of these ingredients on their own, it would cost $200 a month.
It was costing me from all these big brands.
Or you could buy this and it cost how much?
$65 on
$65.
Shopify, yeah. I mean, NMM alone and NAD is expensive by itself.
So are the dosages the same?
It's actually more. So like most companies will only give, they claim like, oh my gosh, we have the best NMN, and it's 500 milligrams.
They only put enough to generate the name on the ingredients panel. Yeah. A lot of companies do that in the food world too.
Oh man, it's so dumb. And so all the research from Harvard, from Dr. David Sinclair, was always 1,000 milligrams of NMN, 1,000 of resveratrol, and that boosts NAD in the body.
Right. So beginning of this year, 2024, I said, hey, Mike, let's do this. And he was like, all right, whatever. So you source it, you come up with the the name and the packaging, which I've never done. My world was fire department. I've never been an entrepreneur. This is all brand new to me, all brand new frontier that we're heading into. So I sourced it. I came up with the packaging, found the manufacturer.
What was that process like for you?
Okay, so
that's like
the process is crazy. So this is like for any of your listeners who want to start like an e-commerce business. I mean, I think I'm a good example because I've never done this. And for me, it was all learning. So I said, okay, so I'm going to go to Canva. I figured out Canva, found a free design that I wanted. Went to Upwork, found an Upwork contractor that specializes in nutritional labels and packaging. She designed it. She's from Italy. She designed our package for us, fine-tuned it. And then from there, just started messing around with the color schemes, and I wanted like a black matted look. And then once we actually went to the manufacturer and we made our first blend of this, then we went through the sampling process. So originally our thought was we're going to make a plain ageless cocktail, so you can mix it in whatever you want to shake, water, whatever.
It's really interesting that you say that, because for me, like every single business I've started, like to me, I feel like the first step is like obviously the name, the concept, but putting the packaging together and like so you can visually see what your idea is, like helps you bring your idea to life.
Exactly.
Like that is it's crazy that you say that, because that's literally my first step in everything that I do.
That was really the first step, is like, okay, so I'm sourcing over here, but now I'm going to work on the packaging. So I went to Canva for free, used ChatGPT to come up with some of the logos and some of the terms on the front to make the design. And then we just fine tune it from there. We got the samples. Non-flavor was fine. But then the manufacturer was like, hey, you might want to think about flavoring it. People like, a good flavor. And I said, well, do you have anything organic? I said, yeah, we have organic freeze-dried lemon. All right, let me try it. I was like, whoa, this is good.
Yeah, it was really good.
So it was actually like a last-minute decision.
To flavor it?
So we used organic freeze-dried lemon to flavor it. And I'm so glad we did, because in my opinion, I think we nailed the taste, and
everyone
likes
that.
it. Yeah.
Everyone says you nailed the taste, you nailed the packaging, because it tastes kind of like a
the packaging's good.
Yeah, like a watered down like lemonade, like a light lemonade that's not too strong.
Yeah.
Right.
My only advice for the packaging when I was talking to Joe was to do the same logo on the front, just so you have consistency, like in your Longevity Farms name,
Right.
But
Yeah,
I mean, it looks so good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So the initial order was 250 bags, and that was in April of this year. And again, Mike was like, well, no one's going to buy it. I'm like, hey, no big deal. We'll drink it. Mom and dad will drink it. Well, we ended up selling out. We sold out. Positive feedback. We had celebrities buy it. Then we made another order, and we're getting ready to sell it again. We're in 17 nutrition stores. We're in the Beverly Hills Rejuvenation Center. We're in 2 other med spas, and we have 2 other med spas that are considering carrying it right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. So the craziest thing is that we think we know, but I think Zac Efron actually bought from us. Because like we're looking, I know it's like some juicy info, because we're looking at fulfilling stuff, and we're like, okay, this is weird. Z Efron, that's a weird last name. And we're looking.
Does he live in California?
And so
Google his address.
Yeah. So,
is it a big house?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was $1 million house in Beverly Hills.
million.
And we're like, okay, it's got to be him. And so we were thinking about giving him all this free product and all this stuff.
Do it.
I know.
Yeah.
When I first started Buff Bake, I reached out to Sofia Vergara on Instagram, and she literally DM'd me back. I sent her stuff, and she posted.
Wow.
All
So
right,
literally try to just drop in slide in his DMs.
Zac, we're coming for you.
Yeah. So, right now we're e-commerce on Shopify. Again, like for your listeners, I've never created a website or a Shopify. So it was a big learning curve for me. And I've learned a lot. So if anyone's thinking about doing
what's the next? So for somebody, because I'm used to like launching products into retail. That's like I've dabbled with Amazon direct to consumer, but to launch a business on direct to consumer, I feel like how did people find this? Is it your ingredient? Because I feel like most direct to consumer businesses, like you kind of need to put ads behind them to like push people to see the product. So
that's a great question. So as of right now, we're not running any ads. We're just on Instagram, a little bit on YouTube. We started a YouTube channel, last week, but really like, I think it's like the hashtags on Instagram of like NMM, resveratrol, NAD, which is very hot right now in the biohacking community, longevity space. But, it's interesting because I was listening to another podcast called My First Million, which is great for entrepreneurs. And this is the last month. They said, if I had it all over to do again, and this is 2 guys from Silicon Valley who've made very successful businesses. If I had it all over to do again, I would find an influencer and make him the face, and I'd run the back end. And I said, wow, that's actually what I'm doing with Mike, because Mike's an influencer. He has 1.5 million subscribers on YouTube. I'm running 100% the back end. And so Mike is like the face and making these
that's
reels
the quickest way to get traction for sure.
Right.
I take that back. I did dabble in a DTC business, and it was with an influencer.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah, it was a skincare brand called Onyx.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
So I had that for like a year. Similar, I ended up shutting it down because I got the Sprinkles offer put on my plate. But similar situation, like white labeled products, only sold them on DTC,
Right.
partnered with an influencer, but like literally did 6 figures in 4 months.
Wow.
Like
Amazing.
it all from like, I mean, you need to find the right influencer though. I
Exactly.
feel like that piece of it is important. Like they
Yeah.
need to have a strong following, but
Right.
it's crazy like what the right influencer can do for your business.
Yeah, absolutely. So Mike is, obviously great on the camera. He has a master's degree in nursing, very well spoken. So I'm the complete opposite. I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, you're pretty good.
I bet you're good.
So Mike is, the face.
But I think that's the biggest thing that we're learning here is my brother's learning. He has to learn before he earns. So just like Alex Hormozi says, the first year of business, you have to just get in and learn. Don't even worry about the profits. You're just learning how everything works. And so my brother comes from this firefighter and military background. And I'm like, Joe, you got to learn before you earn. Don't expect to do anything this year other than fail and learn, fail and learn. And that's what we've been doing. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and as
it's cool that you have him as like
Yeah.
kind of your little mentor coach, your
Exactly.
little brother.
Yeah. And yourself. I mean,
Yeah.
you guys have trailed the path for people like me who have no experience with it. But yeah, I mean, as a new entrepreneur, like you're getting pulled in 20 different directions, and it's easy to get tunnel vision on one specific task that in the grand scheme may not matter or not going to give you the, get us to the next rung.
Let's talk about being a founder in the beginning, because I feel like all three of us sitting at this table have been the only person like in our business at one point, and like you're doing it right now, right?
Yes.
But like those first, I would say probably year, right? That first year being the only person having to do everything. Like
Yeah.
what does that look like for you right
It's
now?
a lot. It's overwhelming. It is so overwhelming, and it's a lot because like I said, like I've never created a Shopify account, a website, and these are things that I've done on my own. I built the website, built the Shopify, fulfilling orders. So I'm getting pulled in all these different directions. But Mike has helped me like stay on task, stay focused. Like, okay, we got to get a correct landing page with a funnel. We have to launch our ad campaign, which we haven't done yet. We haven't paid for ads.
I thought you guys want to kill it with ads.
Oh yeah, I know.
Like
And-
you for sure need to test that out sooner than later.
Yeah.
But that's the biggest thing, because it's like it's more uncomfortable for my brother from doing this, and maybe a lot of your listeners like trying to start their first thing. It's like having your first baby. You
Totally.
freak out about everything,
Yeah.
and it's like no. Like everything you're supposed to do is just learn. So that's why I was like, Joe, learn how to use Upwork, learn how to hire a contractor, how to give them a bonus if they complete something in 72 hours. I have like this whole like algorithm I use, like 6 steps, and like learn how to use Canva. You have to just keep on learning, and this whole thing is just a test.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so I didn't think it was going to really do anything. And so I think just focusing my brother on that. And then I always ask my brother every single week, what are your top 3? What's the top 3 things that you're doing this week that are going to contribute to your top 3 things that your whole goal for the whole year?
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
good.
and the thing too is like this is really a passion project for us, and like our story is creating an anti-aging supplement for our parents and for us to get the most out of life, but also like finding that niche, because like there's like the slang we like to use, this term from Scale Wellness called there's riches and niches. So our niche is like the biohacking community, anti-aging. So we're pulling on those levers, but as my brother mentioned, there's another niche that we discovered within this, and that's skincare. So with our product, these 3 major ingredients, NAD, NMN, and resveratrol at high dose, we're seeing an improvement on facial skin, and we're getting good feedback from estheticians. And
Yeah.
so that was a new niche that we've discovered. But I think for a new entrepreneur, it's not about, okay, well, I'm going to create a product and then I'm going to sell it. I want to find a solution to a problem. So find a solution to a problem, and we create our product off that. So our problem is aging, memory loss, sleep deprivation.
Yeah. Biohacking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then that's what I always say. I always say you have to focus on helping rather than having.
Yeah.
If you focus on helping more and more people, you're going to have a lot. But if you focus on having first, you're not going to really focus on helping people.
Yeah. Well, and like what you said, like at some point, like I feel like a lot of people build brands because they're like, I want to be a founder. I want to be a CEO.
Yeah.
So it's like, I do feel like the brands that really make it like are made from founders that are either just like so passionate about the product and believe in it so much. And it's like bigger than them, but I feel like it takes time and age and learning to like get to the point where like even building a personal brand, like you can't build a personal brand to like want to be the star of the show.
Right.
Like you need to build a personal brand and provide information that benefits the person listening, because they don't fucking fucking care what you did.
No, they don't.
Exactly.
Yeah, at all. They don't care that
They
you're
don't
a
care
pretty
about your
face.
story.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
don't care where you went to high school.
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they care about how you got where you got and how that story is going to help them get there.
Exactly. How is it going to help them, right?
Yeah.
So, and it's weird because a lot of people come up to me being a successful entrepreneur. They're like, "Oh man, I want to be an entrepreneur." And if you ask them the two critical questions that everyone should ask themselves before they start anything is, "What are you doing and why are you doing it?"
Yep.
And most of the time it's like, well, I want to be rich and I want to be famous, or I want to be a CEO. I want to have all these ego driven things.
Mm-hmm.
And very, very rarely that in my experience, people come like, oh, I want to find the solution for this particular problem.
Yeah.
And then that's what you
I mean,
focus
I
on.
feel like I was one of those people though.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, no, so was I. I was like,
Yeah.
I just want to travel the world and make money online.
yeah. And like, I knew I wanted to work for myself. I knew I wanted to be a founder, but I didn't know why I was truly doing it, you know? Like, I feel like in this next journey of like exiting these companies and having my own personal brand, like I know why I want to do this. And I want to do it is because like I have all these learning lessons and I want to teach people all my mistakes because
Yeah.
I genuinely want to help them. Like
Yeah.
I learned that that's like a big passion of mine, you know, is like
Yeah.
helping other people like kind of do what I did.
That's the only thing that's going to really fulfill you in life.
Yeah.
Is helping other people. And it's weird because there's like a bell curve that no one really talks about. It's like after you make it, after you've done it and you're a multi-million-dollar company, there's another part to this like come down where it's like you either give back to the community or you find more satisfaction helping other people. And I see that a lot with like even Bill Gates, who like started foundations, and like other huge entrepreneurs that all they want to do is help others now. So
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah. It definitely is fulfilling though.
No, it really
Yeah.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost even more fulfilling. But I was telling my brother too, it's like once something starts catching on, there's this feeling that you get that's like liftoff mode from like, you know, the runway to like now you're going up into cruising altitude. I'm like, once we start making, you know, a few $100,000 a month, it's not going to be as fun anymore than right now.
Yeah.
Because it's like you made something from your hands. You're not sure if it's going to work.
Yeah.
And now it's working.
But when you're in it,
Yeah.
it doesn't seem fun.
No, it's true.
You know, like
Well,
when you're
it's a
not
lot of
at
work.
cruising altitude,
Yeah.
it does not seem fun. You're
You're
like,
just like,
It's
go.
it's a ton of work.
it's
Yeah.
kind of like it's kind of fucked up
Yeah,
because
it is,
it
yeah.
doesn't seem fun here, but then when you're here, you're like, oh my god, I was having so much fun here,
Yeah, I know.
but
Yeah.
like you didn't take it in and have the fun doing it.
Well,
you know,
I'm going to be honest. I mean, like for me, this is the first time I've ever created something, and you know, this is a passion. So it's like to see my creation come to life and hearing like positive reviews and people enjoying this and taking it every morning and feeling the results. It makes me feel so good. And I'm like on this natural high where I can't sleep at night. So yeah, it's extremely difficult starting this new startup. I have a family and 2 young kids and a career. So I have to wake up earlier than everyone else.
4:30.
4:30, my alarm goes off and I start my day. And but
Good for you.
with discipline, I feel like, you know, we can really do anything we want as long as we put our mind in and put the work in.
100%.
So
Yeah.
it depends how bad we want it, but
Yeah.
right now I'm having fun. It's fun. It's a lot of work, time consuming for sure.
And
I'm
honestly-
excited for it. I feel like it's gonna work.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys are doing all the right things. I mean, you have an amazing teacher right here. Like you guys have a great product that's different. That ton of research went into this. Like people want these ingredients. Like you said, $200 to take all of these on a monthly basis,
Yeah.
or
Right.
$69 for this. Like I feel like
Yeah, we're solving the solution. And the craziest thing is like where you start out is not usually the destination. And so we started out just like, oh, energy supplement to reverse aging. But now we're finding like the internal facelift is crazy.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
it's making people's faces better, especially if you're like later in age because NAD naturally declines. So
I feel like that's a whole nother topic.
Oh,
I literally
it
could
is,
talk to
yeah.
you about these experiences
So
forever,
much, yeah.
forever.
yeah.
Cause it's like you do like it's weird. Every opportunity that's presented itself to me, like what I was doing prior, like led me to the next one. And it's weird because like when you start out isn't where you land, but it's like you just kind of have to start the process and
just
like
start.
going down and then the things fall in your lap that like are meant to be there, or like you attract them and they come to you, or people see what you're doing and like that's how the next opportunity or like the pivot of your business like takes effect.
No, it's so true. And that you just have to start. Like the 1,000-mile journey starts with the first step, you know?
Yeah.
And how do you eat an elephant?
And
One
it
bite
sounds
at a
like
time.
so cliche because everyone says that,
So
but it's like
true, yeah.
it legit is the truth.
Well, it's funny because like a lot of us go to the gym and it's like, okay, you're not going to show up for one day and, you know, have your after body.
Yeah.
You have to go to the gym how many times to see 0 results until you actually see something in the next few months?
And I think that's probably the most difficult part as a new entrepreneur, because in my mind, I'm like, I could do this all in one day. Let's just power through it. But no, it's like the gym analogy. We take little bites every day, and over time, we start seeing the results.
Yeah, it's a compound effect.
What has been the hardest part for you, like starting a startup? Like, what's been the most challenging part for you?
Probably the hardest part right now is trying to reach for the next rung on where we're going to go to actually scale quickly and to get this out to as many people as we can. Let's see, everything is moving along. Our inventory, fulfillment, Shopify, we had some issues that I was working out that I was able to adjust. And like I said, I created my own Shopify and then didn't work out. We created a new one. That one's running smoothly now. So now it's just launching these ads and seeing where we go from here, right,
Like
Mike?
finding the customers?
Yeah, finding the customers, yeah.
Yeah. I think the hardest part for me personally is having my brother believe that he's actually an entrepreneur. Because the entire time he's been in one realm, in one circuit for like the last over a decade.
Well, it's
15
almost like
years.
you've been brainwashed to be in this
Yeah.
role when like you could do something else. So it's kind of like retraining your mind
Absolutely.
to like yeah.
It's almost like golden handcuffs that are on me because I have a career. I'm taken care of. My family's taken care of. I'm set. No one's forcing me to do this. I want to do this. And to reprogram my mind of like, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a founder, creator of this new anti-aging supplement.
Yeah, because I keep on telling my brother, I even hired the same business coach that helped me when our company was going bankrupt. And he meets with them every single week. And I told Mike, I'm just like, the number one thing that we have to help my brother with is just changing his mindset. Because if you can believe it, then you can achieve it. I'm like, but you first have to see it. If you can see yourself doing something, then you can do it. If you never see yourself doing something, then you never can do it. Like my brother was saying, he saw himself being a firefighter. And then now he's a firefighter.
I know, it's interesting like how important like visualization is.
So true, yeah.
Because it's like when I think back, like everything that I have, like I did like visualize it before, before I got there. And I feel like that is a big piece of it. And like
so true,
is truly like believing you can do it and visualizing it.
The biggest question I have for you is how do you get into stores? That's because we only do direct to consumer.
Yeah. So
or how did you do it?
I think with the product you guys have, it's actually more of building a direct to consumer brand first. Like I feel like that's really important. Because this is your like velocities online with this are going to be way higher than they are in store.
Okay.
But and you get lost on the shelf. Like also direct to consumer is profitable. When you go to these stores, like it's funny, like Spudsy is over a $10 million brand, but like we're still not profitable because it takes so much money to like we're in 20,000 doors. So like when you go into those stores, like that costs it. You have to invest in marketing. And when you invest in marketing in 20,000 doors, like it's a lot of money,
Yeah.
But to get into these stores, so what I would suggest is you can hire brokers. There's brokers that can help you like for this product. What are you guys thinking? Like a Vitamin Shoppe GNC or more of like a Whole Foods Sprouts?
I'm not exactly sure.
I see it kind of both, like more in the
Sprouts,
more like in the natural food stores and then Vitamin Shoppe GNC.
Yeah.
But there's brokers that can help you get into these stores.
Interesting.
What I've done is I've like reached out to buyers on like LinkedIn, like random ways, and just got a hold of them myself.
Really?
Send an email, like
wow.
Door
I feel
knocking,
like
cold calls,
yeah.
Well, like passionate founders, like reaching out to people are gonna like want to give them a shot and believe in them more than like a random broker who's representing 10 brands.
Good point.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And one thing too with like direct to consumer right now is that like so our Shopify we have like that post purchase survey and we have a review incentive. So I see like immediately how people are happy with it and what people think of it. Where if I feel like we're at Sprouts, Whole Foods, there's a disconnect between us and our customers.
Well, and like you said, like you didn't even know this was good for your skin. So the fact that you guys are starting direct to consumer and getting all of that research and feedback from people, like that, this brand may not even be this brand in a year from now. Like,
I know.
Is it going to be, what is it going to turn into? Like, is it beauty cocktail? Is it, I don't know, because.
Beauty cocktail.
That's
pretty
pretty
good.
good.
All right. Put that in there.
Well, actually, what's funny is, so this brand, Longevity Farms, was not supposed to be a supplement company. Longevity Farms, our envision was that Mike owns land outside of Austin, Texas, and we were going to build the ultimate biohacking community.
Little tiny home community.
Tiny home community with a coffee shop,
I like
cold
that idea a
plunge,
lot, by the way.
saunas.
Yeah.
A retreat for like entrepreneurs or business people to get out of the city, come to the country and unplug. And that was our initial plan. So we were moving forward with that.
Yeah.
And then we kind of,
Are you still doing that?
Yeah.
yeah, we are.
And it's funny because I was telling my brother, I'm like, no, dude, like a supplement line? Like, I'm like, dude, it's so saturated. Like, I don't think anyone's going to buy into this. So I'm like, the real money is in this 5-acre biohacking community that's Airbnb. People get to stay. And then we can make a membership for Austin locals to do like a weekend reset and do like, we'll put like 3 or 4 saunas on the property, a few cold plunges, maybe like a few treadmills and
Red
10
light
health
therapy,
system.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, it'd be
love
cool
that
if we could, stock these little tiny homes with our supplements.
Yeah.
We take them. That's kind of how it started.
Yeah.
That's really how I kind of started branching
I
off.
feel like, I mean, ideas just evolve. And like in order for them to evolve, I feel like you need consumer feedback. So I feel
Exactly.
like with a product like this, like you guys are doing it the right way, like starting direct to consumer, getting those reviews and seeing like what it evolves into.
Yeah.
Right.
That's the hardest thing, though.
Yeah.
And it will never happen unless you start.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you just start with an idea. Even if this was a failure, all we're doing is getting feedback because that inside that failure or what's perceived as a failure is the solution. Because if someone says like, oh, this and this and this, then it's like, okay, we can change that the exact opposite and give the consumer exactly what they want.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
So Monday, we launched our second product, which is
Is
called...
that this creatine?
No,
Creatine?
the creatine was launched.
Okay.
So the reason why we launched creatine, again, like going on the story from our parents, creatine is great for your brain. It's a neuroprotective. They're using it in clinical studies for Parkinson's, dementia. If you don't get a full night's rest, you can take creatine in the morning and it stimulates your brain like you got a full night's rest. So I take it every day, especially working 24-hour shifts. But our next supplement we're launching is Awaken, and that's going to be available for pickup for us on Monday from our manufacturer. And that one has organic lion's mane, reishi, chaga, colostrum, collagen peptides, Ceylon cinnamon, and also 95% cacao.
Yeah, that doubles
Which-
your stem cells.
Double your stem cells,
Damn.
great for cardiovascular health.
I bet
And
you would taste good too.
it does,
Does
yeah. It tastes good. And I definitely fill it with my coffee. But what's interesting about the cacao is there was a 24-week blind study that showed that females who took 320 milligrams of cacao for 24 weeks saw a decrease of facial wrinkles, improvement in skin.
Dang, so we are a beauty brand. Okay, okay. Yeah. Beauty in
Beauty
the booty.
cocktail.
Yeah, I was kidding.
Yeah, beauty cocktail, I know.
I like that a lot. Yeah.
What are you calling it?
Awaken.
Okay. I like that too.
Yeah, so it all just started with just me putting all the supplements onto a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
And just like throwing it into like, okay, I'm going to take
Right.
this powder in the morning because it's based on all this research, and taking all the information from Amazon, or I'm sorry, getting all the products on Amazon, mixing it together. And
Even
so-
the new products?
Yes,
Okay.
the new product
Everything.
Mike was taking.
for like over a year.
What did you call it? Like Chocolate Mountain or something?
Yeah,
Or-
I wanted to call it like Aztec coffee or cacao or something, because the Aztecs, or I think the Mayans, used to drink like 20 cups of cacao a day.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah.
But I mean, Mike was mixing cacao, colostrum, collagen peptides,
Yeah, 'cause
lion's
the-
mane, all the stuff that we're adding in.
Because the colostrum is really good for your gut microbiome, and it helps to do a gut reset. It's also great for the skin and your hair. There's a really good company called Armour.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
The
so I
colostrum.
was using that, which is super expensive.
So
Yeah.
what's interesting about Armour is our manufacturer actually produces for him, and so we're actually getting the same
That's
colostrum.
crazy. They just
but
upcharge so
Armour
much.
has outstanding marketing.
Yeah.
The marketing
Yeah.
is on point.
Well, and I feel it's interesting because you have this whole theory of like copying other people's ideas and making them better.
Yeah.
But my theory is actually a little bit different.
Okay.
My theory is like being first to market and being innovative and like finding a white space.
Okay.
Like I feel like the people that, or at least in my industry, like I've seen, those are the people that I've seen win. And like when I look at Armra, is it Armra?
yeah.
I feel like they're one of the first ones that were doing like the
Yeah, it's
colostrum supplement,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Not that your way is not right, because
no, of
obviously
course,
it wouldn't
yeah.
work for you. But it's like, it's just interesting, like how we have different like
But it's weird. Yeah.
thought processes on that.
Yeah, there's so many ways to dice the pie, right?
Yeah.
And I just think it's weird that there's a company that like pioneered colostrum, which is like what?
Yeah.
Like taking colostrum, and they're finding out that, you know, it helps the hair and skin. So.
Right. Yeah, but same with the collagen peptides. So
Yeah.
Vital Farms was the first company,
Yep.
according to our manufacturer, because they manufacture for them too, the same collagen peptides we're going to have. But they were the same company, the first ones that actually started selling
Crazy.
and made it popular, the collagen peptides. So
Yeah, I just feel
It's
like everyone's
interesting.
getting more and more into biohacking because I think
Yeah.
like 10 years ago, no one was really taking
No.
electrolytes or limits or fasting as much as they do.
you never heard of?
Yeah.
Cold plunges weren't really a thing, I
No.
don't think.
What do you guys think's BS? Because like there's so many things. Like, do you believe in all of them, or are there some things that you just think are
So-
total BS?
You mean as far as like sauna and cold
Yeah, like
plunge?
the sauna, the
Yeah.
cold
Okay,
plunge.
so-
like,
Something.
what about
Yeah.
eating red meat?
I'm a big fan of eating red meat.
Me
Yeah,
too. I eat
carnivore,
red meat
yeah,
every
yeah.
single day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
I think the biggest BS one is the vegan diet.
Vegan for
Yeah.
sure. With the
Yeah.
seed oils.
Okay, I think
Terrible
Do you
for
think
you.
do you think seed oils is BS? Or you?
No, I think it's so bad for you. I think
Yeah.
I think it's true. It's so bad
I've
for your
been
heart.
trying to
It's-
stay
yeah.
away from them.
Same.
It's
Yeah.
horrible.
And red meat is good for you. Red meat has creatine, amino acids, all the
Yeah.
nutrients that we need. I mean,
Well, it's interesting because like the whole cholesterol thing where people are like, if you eat red meat, your cholesterol's high.
Yeah.
But like I've been getting blood work every 3 months,
Yes.
and I've
Yeah.
actually noticed like I eat red meat every single
too.
day.
Wow.
Like I eat ground beef, like
Yes, good.
93.7
Good.
grass fed ground
good.
beef
That's
every
my
single
routine.
day. But my cholesterol's actually gone down.
really?
Wow.
Okay, so I'll tell you a story. So I'm a huge fan of red meat. I fast generally 15 to 16 hours a day. I break my fast with 1 pound of ground beef, organic ground beef. The
Every
fatty
day?
one. Every day. I try to every day. For dinner, I usually have a ribeye. And yes, like you, I get my blood work done every 3 months. And I go to an integrative doctor, and she prescribes supplements based off of my blood work. My cholesterol is elevated, but I do take about 5,000 milligrams of omega-3s, and it's lowering it, which is incredible. But high cholesterol, I think it's a sham by pharmaceuticals because they want to get me on statins. And I'm like,
Yeah.
absolutely not. It's so bad for your brain. And there's studies that show like high cholesterol is actually good for longevity and good for your brain. So our brains are made of fat.
Yeah, I still remember when a doctor sat down with my brother and was like, "Oh, yeah, you have high cholesterol." And my brother like works out like a maniac and does saunas and cold. And he's like, "Have you ever considered exercising?" And my brother's like, "Excuse me?" He's like, "Watch your mouth." No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of exercise. You know, like you, I work out 5-6 days a week. I try to get 10,000 steps in. I expose myself to heat. I have a sauna in my house. It gets up to 180 degrees. I do it 4 to 5 days a week. I have a cold plunge. I have red light therapy that I do every day.
Yeah.
So
You have the whole
yeah,
the whole nine.
yeah. It's funny because my brother coined the term a 5-star day, and the
Yeah.
5-star day is 7 to 8 hours of sleep, sauna, cold plunge, red light therapy,
Your workout. Yeah, you're fasting.
Fasting, yeah. So
So yeah, we're
I
gonna
like
bring that
it.
to Longevity Farms.
yeah.
I'm not a cold plunger. I'm like don't want to be in cold water. I feel
Really?
like
Come over.
I
Sauna,
actually
sauna.
haven't tried it.
Really?
Come
I've
over.
tried a cold shower and I'm like, hell no.
I think the cold plunge is easier than a cold shower. Cold
just
showers are
get-
hard.
It's
Yeah.
all mental. Like,
It's
yeah,
all mental. But
For
you know
sure.
what's crazy is like,
Breathing.
so they said that the cold plunge will build resilience. And I'm like, what? Yeah, right. That's BS. No, it's true because you have to train your mind to calm yourself down because everything in your body is telling you to get out of that water.
Yeah.
But you calm yourself down with breathing. And when you get into a stressful situation, like me as a firefighter, your brain reverts back to that. And you concentrate on your breathing and you bring your stress level down. So,
Yeah.
but the cold is good for, for inflammation and also,
I mean, it makes
brown fat.
sense.
Mhm.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
makes sense.
Okay, so we don't have much time left.
Yeah.
But how did you become the CEO of Sprinkles? That's crazy. What?
So in doing Spudsy, I've raised Spudsy from VC funds like over the last 5 years.
Okay.
So I started Spudsy in 2018. My investors in Spudsy own Sprinkles Cupcakes.
Oh wow.
So they saw what I was doing with Spudsy.
Okay.
And then a year ago, they came to me and they're like, hey, we want you to create cupcake flavored chocolate and launch the brand for us. So Sprinkles
Wow.
CPG. So yeah, like within a year, I spun up the whole idea. I found the manufacturer, I created the products, and then I launched them into 4,000 Walmarts and 2,000 Targets.
Wow.
What?
Yeah.
That's incredible.
And how long
Yeah,
has this
it
journey
was
been for
quick.
you now?
The Sprinkles journey?
Yeah.
Like literally, I had my 1 year anniversary a month ago.
Wow.
Yeah, we launched into Walmart in April.
Okay.
And we launched into Target in June.
Dang.
So like the Sprinkles thing has been an anomaly because like you don't create a brand, create
Yeah.
a product, and go straight into Walmart and Target as your
No
first
way.
retailers.
Yeah.
It's like wild.
But
It's
how,
incredible.
how big and how long has Sprinkles been around for? Because I've seen them.
Yeah,
with, like,
it's a
little vending
20-year-old
machines.
brand.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Yeah. So they're
Dang.
like they basically invented the cupcake bakery.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sheesh.
They,
I see them all
they
in
started
Vegas.
in Los Angeles, right?
Yeah, they started in LA.
Okay.
Yep.
And then remember when they came to Orange County about like 10 or 12 years ago?
Yeah,
That's a
there's
big
like
deal.
about 30 bakeries.
Really?
And then they have vending machines and ATMs in like every
right.
airport
I've seen
in the
those in
country.
Vegas.
Like
Yeah.
several airports in the country. Yeah.
But going back to Spudsy, I remember, I think it was 2018, you created it, right? I
Yeah.
remember you were telling us like, I'm going to make a sweet potato puff and I'm going to grow this and sell it. I'm like, there's no way. There's no way. A sweet potato puff? That's incredible. It worked.
Yeah, I
That's so
know.
true.
It was a long journey of like
Yeah.
this, like
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Doing
it's
it until nothing happens.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I remember
And like exhausting all options. Like you figure if you really like you just figure it out.
Yeah. If you want it bad enough, you will figure it out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
funny.
Working.
You're pre-spudsy. I
Yeah.
know. I had that. I mean,
Well,
one
I
day.
remember with Buff Bake, and then what was the spice company?
Oh My Spice.
Oh My Spice. That's
Yeah.
right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we bought all that stuff.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I know. Oh, it's been a wild
It's
ride.
been a long journey
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, I think I'm over the creating products phase though. Like,
Really?
Yeah, like now I just like want to. I don't know, create content and help people. I feel
Yeah,
like.
yeah. Get into the digital space.
Yeah.
It's a lot less stressful, I think. yeah.
Okay, well, I'm excited for you guys. I feel like
Thank
this
you.
is gonna like kill it.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, thanks for
appreciate
having
it.
us. Appreciate
Yeah.
it. All right, so let's try some ageless cocktail.
I'm
So,
excited. So it's lemon flavor, right?
lemon
Yeah,
flavor with
organic,
monk
freeze-dried
fruits.
lemon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Freeze-dried lemons. So
No
it's meant-
sugar or carbs, and our mom wears a continuous glucose monitor, and we track that there's no spike, so we'll not break your fast.
Damn.
So, yeah.
So only one scoop.
Oh, when you spike, that's the only time you break your fast?
Or calories.
Okay.
Yeah.
So again, only one scoop gives you 1,000 milligrams of NMN, 1,000 milligrams of resveratrol that's been studied over 10 years from Dr. David Sinclair from Harvard to reverse aging. The craziest thing, as mentioned before, is that if you take it over 3 weeks, 3 to 6 weeks of what we've been seeing, you'll actually see better results in your face, smoother skin, smaller pores.
It tastes like lemonade.
Right? It tastes
Yeah.
good, huh?
Yeah.
It does. It tastes
Yeah,
like
no
lemonade.
sugar or carbs either.
Does
Yeah.
anyone else on set want to try? Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I already look too young.
Give it a shot.
Okay, what do I need to do to be a case study? I really
All right,
want
this
to
is
be
one of
one.
our producers.
Hey, Mike.
What do you think?
He's like lemonade.
All right, you like
does.
it. All right, perfect.
So she wants to know, what can she do to join the case study?
Yeah, I want to be a part of the case study.
All right, so we've been finding that NAD declines naturally with age. So it peaks during your teen years, and then I think it starts declining around 25 years. So we're trying to see, okay, mid-30s, and the product works better the older you get. So our mom was just saying, like, she was going to her esthetician and seeing, her esthetician was like, what are you doing to your face? Because something's different. And she's like, I've just been taking NMN and resveratrol. So if you want to be a part of our case study, and anyone out there, all we're looking for is if you're in your mid-30s or older is better. All we're trying to see is we want to see that you're serious about it. So if you guys just buy your first bag, we will give you an extra 2 bags for free. And all we're trying to see is what you look like before, and then what you look like at 4 weeks, at 8 weeks, and at 12 weeks.
So email you and then before and after.
Just the before and afters,
Yeah.
because we're building this case study to roll out to all of Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
And saying, like, this is what the face looked like before, and here's at the 8 week and 12 week mark.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's pretty good.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's
I mean,
crazy.
it's great. Tastes amazing.
Yeah.
Literally tastes like
Thank you.
lemonade.